Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Minnesota Vikings and the New Orleans Saints. And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. First and 10. Jones. Flush to his right. And right away, he lost the football. The Saints say they have it, and they do.
To put it mildly, that is not the way anyone wants to start off a game. You fumble on your first offensive snap. But now what you're worried about is, does that linger throughout the game for your guys on offense? And how's the defense going to handle it? Because no one expects to run out on the field on the first play and have to all of a sudden start to play themselves.
A first opportunity upcoming in the red zone for the Saints. They have a first and 10 at the 18. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. Sheldon Richardson getting in there from his defensive tackle spot to snow him under for a loss of 4. So after the sack, here's 2nd and 14. The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. And that is incomplete.
They decided to take a shot and right down the middle of the field, and really, they didn't give it as much time to develop, did they? They want to take that shot somewhere around the 15-yard mark.
And the defense able to recover, bat it free. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Steps away. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning. Hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. The bottom line, tremendous starting field position, really squandered there as they wind up going backwards and then come up with just 3.
Well, getting the 3 turned out to be important. I can imagine the head coach when he ordered the field goal. Please salvage something out of this drive. That was not fun to watch.
And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Now the Vikings offense works their way back onto the field. And still a lot of football to be played in this season. We're only in November. A lot can happen between now and January. But if it ended today, they would just be on the outside of the playoff picture looking in. So a lot to fight for.
Yeah, and wasn't it interesting in our meeting with the coaching staff that they all made sure to let us know, we know where we are right now. But the playoffs don't start tomorrow. We still got some time, and they plan on putting it together, formulating a streak, get the whole month of December still left to play. They think they can get in.
And they made it very obvious to us that there's no playoff talk in the locker room right now. It's win this game and look to next week.
Excellent focus.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Jones finding a safety valve here. That's complete. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Cook following the penalty. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know, you know better than I, he has the ability to take over a game So what do you do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels. Because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, it's nothing but room to run.
Jones to throw on second down. Throws a quick hitter on the slant. That's complete. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to third down.
I don't care who you put on him. He's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe needs some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
They'll run it. Here's Cook. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave him with a fourth down.
I know it's the first half, but it's still hard to curb the enthusiasm for that stop. 3rd and 1, and the offense can't get there. The defensive team has got to feel very good about themselves. Great job out-leveraging the offense.
And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard.
All right, here we go. 3-19! 3-19! Detroit! All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
They're going to try and throw. And he finds Cook. Breaks the tackle. He's got room to run. They only needed a few inches, but still some anxious moments there, but they do convert on 4th. Just the first quarter, but tackling going to be so important going forward. They've got to limit plays like that.
And that's something when you see it happen early in the game and they don't get him on the ground, you can always tell that they were concerned about it going in. Because I can just tell you from my days, I remember being in college and learning all off-season about our season open opponent, and they had a receiver that could shake and bake with the best of them. I tackled him on the first pass of the game, and the relief was incredible. Ended up having a pretty decent ball game. But if I'd missed him, it would have been a long night.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It's way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Give. This is Cook. And he'll be stopped after a gain of only a couple down to the 15-yard line.
Sometimes play calls boil down to philosophy. You know you're facing one of the top 10 units against the run in the NFL. So do you decide to keep smashing against them, or do you decide to throw the ball here?
Detroit!
Here's Jones to throw on 3rd down. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
They're bringing a lot of pressure here already in the first quarter. Already sacked him once. Now they get in there and knock another one away. You think maybe that Tucker rule being gone makes defenses a lot bolder?
Yes, indeed. That time, lucky that the arm was going forward. Incomplete pass. And Santos able to put this one up and through. It's good. And that will tie us at 3-3. So unable to convert for the touchdown inside the red zone, but they do come away with 3.
Yeah, it's a 32-yarder. That's essentially an extra point nowadays, right? Because it's 33 as a general rule for these guys. So it should be a simple kick. But you know what's really strange nowadays? When they miss an extra point, I think they carry that with them longer than missing a field goal because an extra point's supposed to be automatic.
Absolutely, and I would think even field goals inside of 30 yards, even though they're substantially shorter than a PAT, it just has a different feel, doesn't it?
A different feel, a different vibe. That's what I get from all the kickers I talk to. They always say if I miss an extra point, that's the one that bothers me more.
Now a play fake here on first down. He's going to let this one go deep. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you go make a play on the football.
From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10.
Watch him now, Barney. Barney. Hot. Hot.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Looking deep downfield. So the long attempt falls innocently to the ground, and it brings up 3rd.
One of the toughest things about playing defensive back is pattern reading, trying to figure out what they're doing. And on that one, they had to fly, just sending a guy downfield with the in route accompanying it, what people call a dagger route, trying to hit the guy underneath after the clear out. In this case, though, they're not able to get it done.
Yeah, they said forget the underneath route. They went for the guy on the fly, but as you said, incomplete. He'll drop to throw. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by the former first-rounder Trey Waynes. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down in the hands of the wrong team.
Now Jones on 1st down. And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack. Cameron Jordan coming up the middle, gets him there for a loss of about 9. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here.
All right, here we go.
Jones now, operating from the gun. Looking middle, and it's incomplete. The turnover put him in great field position. They don't want to squander it with 3rd down coming up.
No, not at all. And you know what else you do? You make your defense mad.
Yeah.
They got you the football, gave you a great opportunity. You got to cash in and get some points.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Gone. Now let's go. Blue, landed.
From the gun, Jones. And he comes back with one complete. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. 14 yards is the pickup there, but it'll still lead to a 4th down. So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. He hit his first. Now this from 43. And Santos yanks that one a bit. No good. Wide to the left for Santos. And in this first quarter of play, this will remain a tie ball game. So an empty possession there. What do you think went wrong, Charles?
Well, it looked like maybe the plant leg might have given way just a little. And when that happens, guys have a tendency to pull through the ball to compensate. And in doing so, sent this one off target.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. He's going to float this one deep right side. And that will fall incomplete. Oh, they took a shot there on what will turn out to be the final play of this first quarter. Second and 10 from the 33-yard line. He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. A good job defensively to hold that to 4 yards, and now it's 3rd down. Now they'll try to convert on 3rd and 6 after the 4-yard completion. On play action, they'll throw. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. That's fielded at the 8-yard line. Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby. And the Vikings will take over here, 1st and 10. The Vikings offense now heading out to take over. And they've got to be a little bit frustrated about that last drive. Missed field goal.
Always hurts a team because, you know, you've put something out there. You've given yourself a chance. You're in range, and the ball doesn't go through the post. But it's not something to panic about, I don't believe. Just keep playing and keep going.
Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And they're able to bring him down at the 20. It'll be a pickup of just 2, and it'll bring up a 2nd down.
All right, here we go. Boom, landed.
Throwing Jones. Oh, and this ball's tipped and intercepted. Picked off by Marcus Williams. And he brings it back to right around the 26-yard line. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week. 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away. And that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals. And if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
They go play action here on 1st down. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. Everson Griffin in there to get him for sack number 9 now on the year. So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24. Looking to throw. Looking left sideline, but it's incomplete.
I think he's a little trigger happy right there, and it turned into an ill-advised throw into their zone.
Well, we know he has confidence. He'll throw it any place, anytime, anywhere. That time it fell incomplete. The Saints on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This will be 3rd and a mile. On the handoff, it's Geis. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down.
One of the things I love about this game is there's a match of wits throughout the game. Who's going to get the advantage? Who's going to catch someone off guard? I feel like the offense thought they might catch the defense off balance with that play call, but unfortunately, that didn't work for them.
That's leaking to the right, and he missed it by a foot or 2. It's no good, and this game will remain tied here in quarter number 2. So it's an empty possession, and as a kicker, not the way you want to start your day's work.
And now each team's missed a field goal here so far, Brandon, so apparently neither guy is immune.
Set. Green 39. Green 39. No. Check. Patriot.
Try to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down. Seems like this defense, especially the secondary, has really been contesting about every throw in this first half.
Remind me of a good half-court defensive basketball team. Every time a pass is thrown, they're right there in good defensive position, able to affect the play.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Jones. Man open. That's complete to Dalton Schultz. Touchdown, Vikings! Dalton Schultz, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Vikings get the quick strike touchdown. When they drew that up, I don't think they envisioned it ending in a house call, but he got it and took it all the way home.
Really impressive run after the catch, wasn't it? That was really special by him. But let's face it, in today's NFL, those tight ends are often former wide receivers or maybe even sometimes bigger running backs. They just put them in a position to get a great matchup and make plays like that.
And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Back out onto the field now comes the New Orleans offense. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer?
This is caught inside the 15. And he is down deep into Minnesota territory. A big-time play there for New Orleans. 64 yards. Line of scrimmage moves from their own 25 all the way to the red zone now for 1st and 10. He'll look to throw. This time for Smith, and it's intercepted. Picked off inside the 5. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
Cook. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. Earlier this half, you were wondering how the defense was going to handle him defensively. Were they going to bottle him up at different levels, so to speak, is what you said. What have you seen so far?
Well, I think they've been absolutely terrific because it feels like on every play, if we were watching this in the film room, when he clicked off the film or stopped it, you would see 11 shirts of that same color right there in the frame trying to tackle him. That's what you're looking for.
Jones looking to throw on 2nd down. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he'll be brought down, it looks like, right at the 15. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks.
Detroit! Detroit!
Two minutes to play here in the first half. We're back to New Orleans after this. Here's Jones, throwing on 1st down, and he's taken down, back at his own 7. And they weren't in zone coverage, they were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long.
Now let's go.
Now Jones. In trouble, and the ball's out. It's in the end zone. And he's going to go down. He backed up into the end zone, and this is going to wind up a safety. And, Charles, at some point, you can't keep worrying about big play. Can this be perfect? You just have to get the ball out of the end zone.
And in the offensive huddle, that was discussed when they called the play. Just get out of the end zone. But you know what's interesting? A lot of the times in the defensive huddle, they actually call a set and then say at the end of it, get a safety. So it's preached, it's coached, it's thought about.
Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And 2 interceptions already here in this first half. That's got to affect him a little bit, right? He's got to be thinking about it.
He's got to be thinking about it, but most of the good ones, they find a way to put it aside. They're not happy about it by any stretch of the imagination. They find a way to put it aside and continue to play their game.
And that's caught inside the 35. And he takes it all the way down to the 28-yard line. It's a big play there for the Saints. 47 yards. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10.
Now let's go.
He'll look to throw. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down. .4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Now back to throw. This is caught. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. So it's first and goal and a great opportunity to get that lead back before the break. They come out here in the eye. On the ground, Geis, and he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage, back at the 6. Another timeout called by the Vikings now, as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. Second and goal from the 6 this time. He'll get it up the middle, and the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here, as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. The Saints on third down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. They're looking at a third and goal here. They run with Geis. And he is in for the score. Touchdown, New Orleans. Darius Geis, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Saints are able to cash in for 6. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2, as they get it right at the 30-second mark of this first half. Now the Saints offense will remain on the field and go for 2. They're going to look to throw. And he's got it. The try for 2 is successful, and it pushes the lead up to a field goal. Morstead, the punter, out to kick it off. That'll be taken in the end zone. And some room to work. And he's going to wind up bringing this one inside the 45-yard line.
Now that's the kind of return that warms the heart of a special teams coach. He'll be pushing us next time, Brandon, to make sure his guys are introduced in the starting lineups. These guys have such an influence on every game. The unsung heroes, remember, they have their own meetings, their own practice time, heck, their own spot on the bench in order to be ready to play each and every week.
Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
On the crossing route, complete. It's Coleman. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a first down. Now Jones, a final shot before break. So it's halftime here in New Orleans with the Saints out in front. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports halftime report. Take it away, Coach. Set now to go for the third quarter. The Saints have the lead and set to receive the kick. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive. Just past the 30-yard line. Out come the Saints now. They'll go on offense first here to begin the third quarter. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really looked clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They start the second half with a run by Geis. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin too.
Back to throw here. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. Zero accountability, and a sack resulted.
The Saints on third down, just 1 for 5 to this point. This will be a tough 3rd and 18. Back to throw. He's going to look deep down the field. And that one incomplete. Had some position but couldn't hold on, and it brings up 4th down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. 12 yards on the return that time. And out will come the offense as they take over. It's the Vikings' turn on offense. We get ready for their first possession of the second half. They were able to get the stop defensively. Now a chance to turn that into points on the offensive end.
Can you imagine what the grease board looks like at the half? Because
no, tell me.
That's exactly what they printed up. Stop them on defense, get the ball back for our offense, and go downfield and score some points. Now, the last part remains to be seen, but they got the first part done very well.
Do people use grease boards, or you mean the magic marker boards?
Yeah, those two. Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Now let's go. Green 39. Green 39.
Jones now to throw on second down. Now he'll be hit from behind, and he is landed on hard. Trey Hendrickson in there to get him, and that's sack number 6 for him on the year. The Vikings on third down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This will be 3rd and 15. Operating from the gun, Jones. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
We're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. Taking it about the 16. A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10. And now the Saints get set to trot out there. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of 1st downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
Leopard! Leopard!
They'll set up to throw. complete. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. That's a good chunk of yardage. It's going to be canceled out.
And we always talk about hidden yardage in a game. That's going to count as that because now it doesn't go on the books, but now they have to make that up again, don't they?
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. They'll look to throw here. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. A nice job of eluding the pressure there, scrambling for 11.
Partner was a definite passing down, but he was able to leak out and pick up some good yardage, even though the coverage was excellent. Maybe it's not exactly how they drew it up, but he still got a big chunk of yardage on 2nd down.
Lucky 56. Lucky 56.
They'll set up a throw. And quick throw here, that's complete. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains. This quarterback now just 6 of 16 through the air, but he does have a 1st and 10 here. They'll run it now out of the gun. And flags come in as he gets forward for about 3 yards. Now let's check on the call. That time the right guard sending him backwards.
And so many different types of guys rotate in on the defensive line now depending on situations. You can get the bulky guy, the fast guy. No matter what, though, you can't hold them.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. They'll look to throw. And he's going to be grabbed and pulled down. Sheldon Richardson in there to pick up his 2nd sack now of the afternoon. So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24. They'll drop to throw. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off near the 42. And he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line.
I tell you, Brandon, it seems like this guy's been all over the field so far. That's his 2nd interception of the game. And so much of playing defense in the NFL, especially when it comes to defending the pass, is all about positioning and technique. And this is fantastic work on both fronts there.
Looking to throw. Jones. And incomplete. Crisis averted. Almost picked. Instead, 2nd down. So they just got the football on an interception. They almost gave it right back the same way.
And you know, when you look over to the bench after that type of a play, number one is pure relief. Didn't give it up. But it's not the coach you're worried about yelling at you. So those guys on defense are just intercepted.
And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off near the 32. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. They'll try to get this running game going with Geis. And he'll get this up to about the 40. A good run there on 1st down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive. On 1st down, this is Geis. And nowhere really to go there. He'll take this up just shy of midfield. Credit the tackle to Darius Slay. And the trend continues here in the fourth like it was in the first, second, and third. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself,
he's going to loft one deep over the middle. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down.
we've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on second down. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. Emerson Griffin in there to sack him, and that is 10 for him now on the year. Here's Thomas Morstead now as he's on to punt for New Orleans. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Able to push his way through. It's a return of 5 following a punt of 42 yards. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch.
Here we go now. Green, 39. Green.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And they'll get him down here at the 23. 5 yards on the catch there. Brings up second down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They tackle them almost on the spot. That means they have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Jones looking to throw on second down. The throw to the left side, caught by Coleman. Brandon Coleman. A big play there on the catch and run. 54 yards.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. Here's Jones on 1st and 10. Over the middle, it's complete. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. 11 more on that one, and another first down. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
First down, here's the run with Cook. And finding room to work, he's down to the 2-yard line. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
Some good strong running right there, some power and some explosiveness just about got him into the end zone.
Gone, 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 gone. Now let's go. Blue landed. Blue.
They run it again with Cook. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Minnesota. A great effort there with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Vikings have taken the lead here in the 4th quarter. Santos able to tack on the extra point. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was, as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line. Now the Saints offense, they get ready to go back to work here. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with a game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
Oh, boy, partner, did that just happen? I've got my hand over my eyes right now because, like him, it's going to haunt my dreams, too. He was wide open. How did he overthrow him there?
Defensively, just very lucky. You know that they got away with one there. Under 4 to go now as they come up on second down.
Lucky 56.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. He's going to wind up and air it out. And both guys were there, but it falls incomplete.
There's definitely contact there, but it's the fourth quarter of a kind of tight game, and sometimes the officials just say, let them play. Kind of like your mom used to with you and your brothers. Just take the broom to you and send you out to the backyard and tell you to settle it yourselves.
I like that, yeah. There was contact. I don't know, like you said, enough to warrant the flag. It was close, though. Going down the middle, and it's complete. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. And that one good for 16 yards and a first. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's first and 10.
Lucky 56.
And he couldn't hang on. Would have been their fourth pick of the game. Instead, second down.
Trying to get that one to his tight end, and they've been trying to get the ball to him, but as of yet, unable to successfully complete one. But you know there's usually a nice comfort zone in throwing to the tight end. Great sight lines, usually right in the middle of the field.
All right, here we go.
Back to throw now on second and 10. Over the middle, complete. That's Hall. And they'll get 9 there as that sets them up better for third down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Throw left side, complete. It's Ingram. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. And they'll get 14 yards out of it and a fresh set of downs. Quick hitter, complete. It's McKenzie. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. Second and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. Time for a break. We'll come back, see what transpires after this.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Geis with a carry on second down. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
They'll look to throw. He's going to let it fly. And he can't hang on to it. That would have sealed it. Instead, second down. They took their shot for the end zone, almost cost him.
And he made the right play there, knocking it away. But, boy, it looked like he had a chance to come down with the football. And if he does that, this thing is over. Instead, he leaves him out there with another chance.
Back to throw. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. So a nice job to break the one tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. An incompletion, now a short pickup. That's not going to do it.
Yeah, you've got to get to the line of scrimmage quickly, get set up, and aim downfield.
The Saints on third down. They're right at about the league average, 40%, 4 for 10. This is 3rd and 7. He's back to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's first and 10. He'll look to throw. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by the former first-rounder Trey Waynes. And he is going to get this one back to the 20-yard line.
Well, I don't think we'll have to look very hard to find out play of the game. That was an absolutely monstrous big play right there. Backs to the wall. The offense has it in the red zone, driving for the winning score. And he says, not on my watch. And that is one happy bunch on the sidelines.
And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2, as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in quarter number 4. You'd have to think likely another running play coming here, second and 11.
56. Lucky 56.
Again, it's Cook. And they'll blow that one up back at the 16-yard line. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense, as the clock stops here with 46 seconds left to play. The Vikings on third down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 14. They'll run it now out of the gun. And they'll bring him down here up at about the 22-yard line. It's a gain of 5, but it'll lead to a 4th down.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping. Mark off the 5 yards, but still 4th down.
Well, they'll learn that lesson when they review it, but it didn't cost them.
Here's Pat O'Donnell now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. So we race the flag. They decline it.
And did they use the big eraser, or was that the one at the end of the number 2 pencil?
Well, I was thinking the 2x2-inch ones that you can buy and use in addition to the pencil.
And those last forever.
A long time.
No doubt.
Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end, but they couldn't get it done. However, we were treated to really a spectacular affair.
Even though they didn't finish it off, you're exactly right. They took us down to the last play. We're still, you're wondering, could it happen? Possibly, even though we both knew it was a long shot.
So for Minnesota, their playoff chances take an uptick as they move to 7-4. And they'll return home next week to take on the Green Bay Packers. Meanwhile, for the Saints, it's a loss that sets them back in their playoff push as they fall to 6-5. And they'll try to get back on the beam next week as they'll head to Tampa to take on the Bucs. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.